fresh looks for your kids before they head back. Make sure to get a fresh look for your home, too, with my cleaning heroes at Zero Res. Carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, basically every surface in your home can be Zero Resified, so it's time to call the cleaning pros at Zero Res. It's also the height of the summer allergy season, so it's the perfect time to get your air ducts cleaned. Get that nasty pollen and dust that's been swirling through your air conditioner out of your home. This month from Zero Res, get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned starting at just $129 and take $75 off an air duct cleaning. You owe it to yourself, your kids, and your home to get the fall off to a good start. Call Zero Res today, 9520-RES, or schedule an appointment at ZeroResMinnesota.com. Zero Res, backward or forward spells the same.
Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy. But with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
I'm Candy Broppel.
I'm Elizabeth Sullivan.
And I'm Kelly Wagner.
Energize yourself with AM 950's Sunday Shine Radio from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Sunday Shine Radio radiates wellness, consciousness, and curiosity.
Join me, Candy Broppel, for Green Tea Conversations at 10 a.m.
Exploring Sovereignty with Elizabeth at 11 a.m.
And the Being Curious Show at noon.
Our lineup focuses on igniting your own self-discovery and personal wellness.
Tune in every Sunday for Sunday Shine Radio from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
And let us guide you on an inspirational journey each week.
Now, more than ever, we are being faced daily with the topic of human mortality. And for many people, estate planning has been top of mind. Getting your estate planning done now can be easy and cost-effective. Schroman Law offers virtual options for initial consultations so that new clients can safely initiate the process. With many facing uncertain financial situations, Schroman Law also offers affordable fees for legal documents. Learn more at schromanlaw.com. That's SCHROMEN law.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for showers and storms tonight with a low around 61, Thursday sunny with a high near 76, and Friday sunny with a high around 83. Create unforgettable meals that are sure to impress with vinaigrette. From extra virgin olive oils to balsamic vinegars, fused extra virgin olive oils to white balsamic vinegars and wine vinegars, Vinaigrette has it all. Independently owned since 2009, find Vinaigrette at 50th and Xerxes in Minneapolis or at vinaigrettemn.com.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be Indigenous. Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, hit me cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in 4 directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. We discuss local and national Native news and events, and as you know, Haley, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
You're absolutely right, Dega. This portion of the show is supported by Nacti's Four Sisters Farmers Market, which is open every Thursday at 1414 East Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis from 11 to 3.
Well, it's Wednesday, and we have Arvina Martin, Executive Director of Emerge Wisconsin, and we are always blessed to have Arvina on, and we really love this connection. And right now, at this point of the show, it's an all Ho-Chunk show, and we really appreciate you. A sad day here in Turtle Island, Arvina. Welcome to Native Roots Radio.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Robert and Haley. I always love to be on our Ho-Chunk Wednesdays. But yes, here in Wisconsin, folks woke up to the news this morning of the passing of all around force of nature, Ada Deer, who was Menominee, the first Native person to be appointed to lead the Bureau of Indian Affairs. She was also integral in the re-recognition of the Menominee Nation after their status was terminated in the 1950s. And, you know, breaker of barriers, trailblazer, all of the words that you want to use to describe her. I mean, they're absolutely appropriate and apt for her. And, you know, we've lost a truly remarkable person. And, you know, I feel grateful that, you know, I've seen her since then, but that we were able to celebrate her at the Wisconsin, the Democratic Party of Wisconsin's state convention, and during the general session, as well as during the session for the American Indian Caucus, of which I also chair, we were able to express our gratitude for all of the work that she's done, and we've been able to, you know, let her know that, you know, we're taking on the work that she started, and that none of the things that we could accomplish could have been accomplished if she hadn't built that solid foundation for Native activism here in the U.S. and in Wisconsin in particular. So we all owe her a debt of gratitude, and it was wonderful earlier this spring or earlier this summer to be able to convey that to her and make sure she knew that the work that she's done over her lifetime, her career in her lifetime, you know, that we're going to do our best to live up to, you know, the example that she's provided and carry on the work that she started.
You know, it's interesting too. I'm reading something that was put up on Facebook that I shared. Her extraordinary legacy lives on in the world and in all of us. She was later one of 6 Native American women selected by Columbia Pictures for a Hollywood screen test. And this is before she became an activist. I mean, the onions unpeeling right now that I had no idea. And our lieutenant governor has given out a statement, and she said, Ada Deer was a trailblazer and an auntie who paved the way for so many Native women like me to fight for change and justice. Losses in this magnitude give impetus to the current leaders to fill in the gaps and continuing leading the work that has been laid by those who came before us. Really good words by our lieutenant governor here in Minnesota.
Absolutely, and the sentiment is I mean, 100% right on. You know, as a Native woman involved in political activism and such, you know, we would not be here doing what we're doing now if she hadn't come and, you know, broke through a lot of those glass ceilings first.
Yeah, it definitely. And it kind of goes hand in hand with what you're doing right now as executive director of Emerge Wisconsin. I mean, you are trailblazing and also remembering these great leaders as you fight on.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I'm kind of at a loss for words in a way, just because the loss is so profound. She was a history maker, and you know, a lot of people, when they think of history and Native history in the United States, are thinking about, you know, those images of the West, and they're not thinking of our historical figures that are also contemporary, like Ada. So, you know, it's important that we share about her and the work that she's done, because it's just been so pivotal, and absolutely, you know, she fought for for the folks who've been marginalized in society, and, you know, continuing to lift those voices is a great way to honor her legacy, and we should all work towards that.
Absolutely. And to get where we are at right now, and to keep moving from where our past leaders have left us is a really amazing thing for us to grab hold of the baton.
Mm-hmm. Well, there aren't there still aren't enough of us doing the work that needs to be done. There's still a lot of rules for people of all ages, all over Wisconsin, Minnesota, all over the country, and the planet. There's still voices that are not being heard, and when we have and something I take very, very seriously, is that when you have kind of a podium, or you have a platform to be able to share information, you bring other people with you. So that's that. When I'm at events where there are, say, the governor or the lieutenant governor or any of our electeds, I always make sure to grab kids and have them meet these leaders, because it's important for the kids to see these leaders and have a kind of that experience, and to know that you can do this kind of work if you want to. There's room for us in all fields, and activism is something that anybody can do, and everybody should be able to find their voice and share. And I see my work at Emerge Wisconsin as a larger way to do that, and to make sure that people's voices are being heard, whether they're Native, whether they're Black, whether they're white, LGBTQ plus, whatever their gender expression, whatever their story is, and it's everybody's got their own unique story. And I also maintain that when we have policymakers, that have different experiences and different backgrounds, that we're able to close these institutional blind spots, because I have my blind spots and you all have your blind spots. And if we're all working together, then we can make those blind spots smaller, and we can start making sure that the work that we do does the most good for the most people, and be inclusive.
Right. And I agree. And it's so important, and it's daunting too. And that's why we need more of us, like you were kind of alluding to, Arvina, is that, the call to action is for everybody listening to this show, or going and working with Emerge Wisconsin or Emerge the United States, things like that. The call to action's out there. And, that old saying, I was wondering why somebody didn't do something, and I realized I was somebody. That's one of those things. Arvina, stay with us. So I got to ask you a couple things about not only what's happening right now with Emerge Wisconsin, but there's some weirdness going on across the state about mascot names. And I don't know if you've heard about that.
Oh,
but
no.
There's some petitions out there to bring back the Redskins and bring back the Indians. So we'll have
fun.
It's daunting. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be right back after this short break.
Stay with us.
We are your relatives,
We are your relations,
brothers,
sisters,
sons,
daughters,
and some of us are your grandchildren.
We are your community. Historically, we held places of honor and respect. Because of the impact of colonization, some of us are rejected, thrown out from family, friends, and community, set up as targets for sexual violence, sex trafficked, humiliated, tortured, and murdered. Everybody has the right to be safe. We are your relatives. Remember,
Homophobia is not traditional.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Be a vaccinative. It's time to come together and talk about the urgent need to stay up to date on COVID-19 vaccinations to protect our heritage, our loved ones, and our future. Throughout history, we have always faced challenges, and today we must protect our culture and loved ones. This is our opportunity to ensure that our tribal gatherings once again resound with joy and celebration, where the echoes of our ancestors guide our steps. It's a chance to care for our elders, cherishing their wisdom and stories for generations to come. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Let us unite, resilient as ever, and show the world the strength of the Native American community. Together, we shape a future where our traditions thrive, our children learn from our ancestors, and our people flourish once more. So be a vaccinative and learn more about staying up to date with your COVID vaccinations at health.state.mn.us. That's health.state.mn.us. This message is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Department of Health.
J&S Bean Factory is a native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff.
Hi, this is Representative Sharice Davids from Kansas. I'm Ho Chunk, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
A great work by those leaders all over Turtle Island, and really just happy that they've been supporting Native Roots Radio for nearly 7 years now that we've been on the air. And one day I'll figure out how to do this job, Haley, and I really appreciate you helping me out as you do daily.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, right on. Hey, we're here with Arvina Martin, Executive Director of Merge Wisconsin, and we were just kind of talking a little bit about a passing of a great leader here. But I want to jump in. You're taking time right now from your busy schedule, and I want to let everyone know what are you doing right now that is so important with our community, and kind of what we're talking about is I realized I was somebody, and you're really helping out our relatives that want to run for office.
Yeah, my job at Emerge Wisconsin is to, help identify and recruit Native women, or not just Native women, women and non-binary folks who are comfortable in female-centered spaces to come and run for office. We do trainings. We introduce people to stakeholders, and they get to learn about how to run a good campaign. I'm going to have a little visitor right here. Hi. Sorry. That was Coda. So that's what we do, and we train Democratic women how to run for office. Our not Emerge Wisconsin, but you may be familiar with an Emerge New Mexico alum by the name of Deb Holland, so she has done a lot. I mean, she's done so much, but she, that was Emerge is one of the places where she got her start and learned how to run campaigns, and it was able to, kind of have that be her career, and again lift up the voices of Native people.
Yeah, Deb Holland has a heck of a story, and I might be inaccurate in this description, but I thought I heard that when she ran, she was a single parent, didn't know anything about politics, and obviously worked with the Emerge, and then became this unbelievable leader and great Native voice for our people.
Absolutely, and the training that Emerge gives really helps folks be able to find their voices, and be able to communicate and talk about the issues that are important to them, and to really be able to advocate in an effectual way to make change happen, even if they're in office or if they're not. A lot of things can change just based on a political campaign, if they won or if they didn't. Just being able to, and women are often socialized to be quieter and to not kind of speak up, and that's not okay. We need everybody to be able to find their voice, find what it is important to them, and what moves them to help contribute to the betterment of their own community in whatever shape or form that may be. Maybe it's your school district, maybe it's your state, maybe it's the whole planet. Like these are all valid ways to look at it.
I often ask leaders like yourself, and I'm wondering if Emerge Wisconsin helps with our new candidates balance in life. What does Arvina do to balance her life and take care of her emotional, spiritual, and those things that really keep us healthy.
Yeah, I was actually just kind of talking about this earlier. I am currently at a family immersion camp where we are learning all things Ho-Chunk, with language lessons in the morning. And then in the afternoons, we have been learning how to do our traditional arts and crafts and everything. So I've learned how to work on worked on a yarn belt. I'm currently working on a pair of pake earrings, which is hard, but fun. So I feel like I need to have that kind of creative outlet and having it be connected to, my Ho-Chunk ancestry and who I am as a Ho-Chunk person is really important. I mean, other than that, staying active, which has been hard because I'm still rehabbing, but can't wait to get back on skates for real and play roller derby again. So, you've got to, and that's a lot of the stuff that we talk about in Emerge is like, what is going to be, your hard like boundaries in terms of, time with your family and time for yourself, because just like they say when you are on an airplane and they say if the masks fall down, you got to put it on yourself first. You've got to have oxygen, otherwise you can't help anybody else. So you've got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because you can't take care of other people if you are struggling. It's really hard, and again, especially for women who have been socialized to self-sacrifice, especially mothers, who have to, it's seen as a virtue to put yourself aside completely to give yourself to your, the needs and wants of your children. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's also nothing wrong with making sure that you're taking care of yourself too.
Absolutely. Those are such good points. And I think the key to life is balance. And I'm still trying to figure it out because, right now what I do for a living in the radio show and then helping my children with the store, these are things I love to do. And it isn't like work, but you got to be careful because it is work.
It is, and making that balance and carving out time for yourself. This is I'm not really working. I'm joining you guys today, but other than that, I'm basically off of work so I can recharge and prevent burnout. I mean, no matter, even if you love what you do and you could feel like you could do it 24/7, you get to the point where you're like, I can't do this. I need a break. And, making sure that you have those breaks in whatever forms they may be are going to help you be a healthier person, help you do your job better, help you feel better about yourself, help you be a better family member, better friend, all of these things, so it's really important. It's really important to do.
And it's also important that if people are listening to this, or it helps when we're all pulling on the same rope. We need more people to reach out. Like I was saying at the end of the last segment, this what you do and what we talk about daily and see our leaders come into our show is daunting because, and I mean, it's almost never ending. There's no, we'll never run out of things on Native Roots Radio to talk about.
Yeah.
Because of what's happening to us. And so it's crazy because we have our MMIW stuff. That's just still happening. People are shocked to hear when you look at, if you're at a powwow and you look at 4 women dancing and say 3 out of 4 of those women have been sexually abused or abused. Those are things that are still happening in our community, and we need, and it's daunting.
It really is, and it can't. I mean, even sometimes even if you're like a quote Native activist, there's still so much under that umbrella that how do you manage all of it? It is a big deal. It's why we need different voices with different perspectives who have been on both sides of issues or ideas. I mean, even thinking about the work that I'm, doing this week, which is not really work, but learning culture and making sure that these, our traditional ways and our traditional arts are still around. We have to have people learn them. And so I'm, trying to do my part to make sure I know how to do this so that I can help pass it on as well. And also so I can spend less money on buying earrings, because I spend a lot of money on earrings.
Well, don't come to Shakopee's powwow or the state fair, because we got some rockin' earrings.
Oh dear.
in our booth. But yeah, I hear you. And it's important because, we don't talk about this a lot, but we do care about our next 7 generations. That's something that's embedded with all nations across the country. We talk about our young ones and what we're leaving them. And that's a native way, a pan-native way, I could say, but everyone feels that way too.
I mean, even if you watch old episodes of The Simpsons, the Reverend Lovejoy's wife, her big line is, "What about the children?" or "Think of the children." I don't think our way's the same as that, though.
That was a good segue. Arvina, you make our Wednesdays happen. I really appreciate your energy and what you do for our people and what you do for the state of Wisconsin and what you do for Emerge. This is a big deal for us to have you on our show, and I just want to really, really give you a big Pinagigi.
Well, another Pinagigi right at you for having me. I love coming on and talking with you all.
All right. Hey, Arvina Martin, Emerge, Executive Director of Emerge Wisconsin. We'll be right back. We got some happenings here. The rest of the show here. What do we got going, Haley?
We have Mykee Brown and Beth Dodds from White Earth Nation coming to join us and talk about the Indigenous Parent Leadership Initiative program.
Right on. Hey, we'll be back right after this short break. This is Native Roots Radio.
Stay with us. Affordable, healthy, and culturally appropriate food is accessible right in the heart of the American Indian Cultural Corridor at Four Sisters Farmers Market. They embrace inclusivity and accessibility at Four Sisters, accepting SNAP and EBT benefits, market bucks, Gus Produce market bucks, cash, and cards. So enjoy the abundance of fresh food regardless of your payment method at Four Sisters Farmers Market. Open Thursdays until October from 11 to 3 at 1414 East Franklin Avenue. More at nacd.org and tell them Native Roots Radio sent you.
You work hard for every cent you make. You have bills and you have goals. Choose a bank that's going to support you along the way. That's Fair Financial Banking. No overdraft fees, no minimum balance. No credit score required. Call 651-262-2173 to talk to a Fair Financial enroller to open your account today. Keep more of your money. That's fair. Fairfinancial.org. FAIR is a program of Prepare Plus Prosper, a nonprofit organization, and is not a bank. Banking services are provided by Sunrise Banks N.A., member FDIC.
You hear a lot about Rudy Luther Toyota's hybrid cars, but maybe you're asking yourself, are they worth it? Let me say from experience, absolutely. I have a Toyota Sienna hybrid, and the proof is in the gas tank. Before my hybrid, I was filling up my tank once a week. Now it's consistently every 2 weeks. I did the math, and my hybrid is saving me over $1,000 every year. And the Toyota hybrids are some of the most stylish and comfortable vehicles you'll ever drive. Now's the time to get a Toyota hybrid. Set up a time to test drive one today at Rudy Luther Toyota, the southeast corner of 394 and 169 in Golden Valley.
Seward Co-op is now offering convenient self-serve and prepackaged hot options and salad bars at both the Franklin and Friendship stores. Breakfast items available daily until 11 a.m. and brunch served all day every Sunday. Their weekly lunch and dinner menus highlight cuisines from around the world. They offer vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options daily. 95% of the ingredients used are organic from small-scale, local community food producers whenever possible. More at seward.coop.
Hey, it's Tom. Going solar is a great way to save on energy costs. By using the sun to power your house, you can feel good about an investment that will last for years. All Energy Solar is a locally trusted turnkey solar installer that's been around since 2009. They provide custom designs and quality installations of solar panel systems that work for your energy needs. One of the best parts about going solar is it's an investment that can pay for itself. Your system can pay back 100% of the installation cost in as little as 8 years. Plus, a system from All Energy Solar can pay back over 300% of its cost over its lifetime. There's also many tax incentives and rebates available, and the experts at All Energy Solar can walk you through the entire process to make sure you're saving as much as possible. So go green, both financially and environmentally, with All Energy Solar. Get a free, no-obligation assessment from All Energy Solar by calling 800-620-3370 or visiting allenergysolar.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for showers and storms tonight with a low around 61, Thursday sunny with a high near 76, and Friday sunny with a high around 83. Create unforgettable meals that are sure to impress with vinaigrette. From extra virgin olive oils to balsamic vinegars, fused extra virgin olive oils to white balsamic vinegars and wine vinegars, Vinaigrette has it all. Independently owned since 2009, find Vinaigrette at 50th and Xerxes in Minneapolis or at vinaigrettemn.com.
You're listening to Native Roots Radio. This is Spirit from Reservation Dogs. Get up and listen.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is presented in partnership with Little Moments Count. Little Moments Count is a statewide collaborative focused on helping parents and caregivers learn about the importance of brain development in the first 3 years of life.
Yes, it is. And wow, Beth Ann Dodds, good to see you again. And I'd like to just read a little bit of your bio here. We got a rockin' show here. We have a guest that I would like to talk to because of your exciting program. Welcome. I just want to say this quick thing, Beth. You're a manager and facilitator, Indigenous Parent Leadership Initiative. And that's a rockin' title, and it looks like you have an alumni and a guest on today. Great to see you, Beth.
Good to see you too, Robert. Thank you so much for having us again. It's good to be here.
Yeah, it really is. And I think we talked a Little Moments Count show like once a month, and it's always one of our best shows. And I really appreciate all the support that's given to us and to you about, talking about these great things and initiatives that you guys are doing up there. I wonder if you mind introducing our other guests, because I think being an alumni of your group is kind of really an awesome thing.
Oh, I'd love to introduce her. I'd like to welcome Mykee Brown. Mykee is a Cohort 2 graduate of the Indigenous Parent Leadership Initiative being implemented in the White Earth Nation.
Welcome, Mykee. Hey, welcome. I was hoping what we could do, Beth, too, is just maybe because we always have new listeners across Turtle Island here, and we're always expanding our reach. I'm wondering if you can just describe a little bit about the initiative, the Parent Leadership Initiative, just recap to our audience out there.
Sure, I'd be happy to. The Indigenous Parent Leadership Initiative is currently being implemented in the White Earth tribal community. It is a free 22-week program that integrates child development, leadership, democracy skills, and Ojibwe culture into a parent curriculum to empower the parent voice. We have graduated 2 cohorts, 21 individuals, grandparents, aunties, uncles, parents, foster parents, have completed the journey and graduated and are implementing their own programs within the White Earth tribal community that are helping children and families.
Wow, that is just beautiful, and I appreciate you bringing that up again. Mykee, you're on radio. What's going on? I want to ask you how that 22-week journey empower you as a parent leader. Tell us a little bit about that and unmute yourself, please. Oh, wow. There you go.
Hi. So it helped me identify who I am, identity, and build confidence. We did a lot of public speaking practice, and we were really reminded of how much of an impact our voice makes. And we all come together and work as a team to support each other and motivate one another to do big things and figure out what changes are needed in the community and ways to change them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it must be exciting for you as being a parent and going through this training and just be reminded things that you might even know in a good way. It's always good to be reminded and that you're doing things right too.
Mhm.
Yes. I'll agree with myself there, Mykee. Oh, wow. That was a good question. No, I'm just kidding. That's what do you think? I mean, the cohort training is also great for people that are doing the right thing. I think, and you guys emphasizing that and also giving them the skills.
That's exactly what it is. We select the parents within the community that are looking to share their voice. It isn't often that parents are brought to the tables with those in authority that are making the decisions for our communities. So this program, this initiative, is using a civics-based curriculum by the National Parent Leadership Institute, as well as the Indigenous Foundation's curriculum. Those two curriculums weave together beautifully to help parents step into the role of a leader by teaching them tools on how to use that voice. We talk about things like nonverbal communication and how
Mhm.
that can affect you as a speaker and as a listener in the audience.
Mhm.
This is designed to bring those parent voices to the table to help create policies, change policies, help create programs that are affecting us directly in the tribal community.
Absolutely. Hey, Mykee, what tools did you learn as a participant? Tell us a little bit about your journey there and the tools that you learned.
We learned communication skills and like public speaking, how to identify trauma or like trauma work, how common it is for Indigenous people to go through traumas, and we learned community. We built a community of like-minded people
Mhm.
and came together and learned how to connect with one another.
Yeah. Well, but Beth, how exciting is it to see somebody, go through this program and from the I believe it's 22 weeks journey, and how exciting is it for you as a facilitator and a project manager to see these young ones go through this training?
I feel like the big proud auntie
Mm.
most of the time. Um,
Yeah.
and I want to reiterate, they're not all young people. We have
Mhm.
grandparents, we have individuals that were older than me, younger than me, but we all lent the support to one another as we go through this curriculum. It's a bonding experience. It's you have to become vulnerable in order to grow, and the family that is formed with each of these cohorts is um, priceless in my eyes.
Could you give a few examples of some community projects? I know of past participants.
I'd be happy to. Um, we have many active projects that are happening currently. Um, we have Melanie, who was on last month. She is doing Now and Zen, which is a mindfulness yoga meditation program for
Okay.
youth. We have Mykee Ode, which is Turtle's Heart, Turtle's Love, developed by one of our graduates after she lost her 15-year-old son in too soon. She formed a scholarship program at the Bagley High School in honor of him through this work. We have grief support groups. Hygiene kits were created for those entering into a treatment program. We have a culturally based youth group for children ages 13 to 18 in the Rice Lake tribal community. We also have graduates that are working towards policy changing. One of our graduates now sits on the federal SNAP Community Impact Council and is working to help create good policies within SNAP. She is also a member of the Mahabiatwa Community Action Program. We have a graduate, Ashley. I attended an event this morning with her in which she was presenting Aaron's Law, which is a child sexual awareness and prevention law that is in effect here in Minnesota. She is advocating for that to get passed with the Mahnomen School Board. So she presented in front of 100 teachers and administrators this morning to get their support before she goes before the board next month.
So I wonder, Mykee, do you want to talk a little bit about your community project?
Yes. So I'm really into community development. So I want to, a big need I see is a lot of people going through traumas at an early age, and then it later leading into a bigger issue by not healing it. So I want to create a community-based alternative mental health and wellness resource that focuses on creating goals and reaching them together, supporting one another to do that, and then creating better role models in our communities for the younger ones to look up to. And I'm hoping this will better our reservation for future generations one step at a time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those are really good goals, and a great job, Mykee. Wow, we Beth, we just can't be more proud of the people that go through your project. Like you said, young ones to the ones my age, and it made me remember our last show when you brought that up. It's just like there's so many different facets that our community can help each other with, and whatever you're passionate about seems to fit.
It really does. It really does. And I couldn't be prouder of what is happening in the White Earth tribal community and the ripple effect that IPLI is creating.
Well, we got to take a quick break here, and I'd like to just talk about the future of the Indigenous Parent Leadership Initiative, and have you speak your truth there. And really, these are always such good shows. I really appreciate you, Beth. Beth Dodds, Project Manager, Indigenous Visioning, LLC. We're going to be right back. This is Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. As we emerge from the shadows of the pandemic, let us celebrate our resilience and embrace the path to a brighter future. While the COVID-19 emergency declaration may be over, our commitment to safety remains stronger than ever. We invite you to stand tall and protect what matters most, our health and the well-being of our loved ones and elders. The power to keep our community safe lies within each one of us. It's important to remember the basics when you're with someone who might be at risk of COVID complications. Wear your mask, wash your hands often, and take an at-home COVID test if you have any symptoms. We are a strong and interconnected community, and together we'll emerge from this challenge stronger than ever. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep the spirit of our Native American culture thriving. Find more tips on continuing to be safe at health.state.mn.us. That's health.state.mn.us.
This message is brought to you in partnership with the Minnesota Department of Health.
Minnesota has the only original wolf population in the continental United States.
And 80% of Minnesotans believe the wolf should be protected.
Howling for Wolves is asking Minnesotans to respect our true wildlife manager, the wolf.
Their survival is critical to our ecosystems, our communities, and even our economy.
As highly intelligent animals with strong social bonds, Minnesota wolves deserve to be protected and admired.
Learn more at howlingforwolves.org. Let's live and let howl. Attention art enthusiasts, experience Laura Youngbird's Indie Wisigindum, My Heart Hurts, a solo exhibition by Laura Youngbird presented by All My Relations Arts this summer. All My Relations Arts aims to foster connections between contemporary American Indian artists, preceding generations, diverse audiences, and the vitality of the American Indian cultural corridor. Laura Youngbird is a talented artist from the Minnesota Chippewa Grand Portage Band that uses the dress as a metaphor to address social issues, injustices, and biases. Through mixed media combining drawing, painting, and prints, Laura explores the dress as a powerful symbol in her work, revealing layers of meaning. Her series examines mixed emotions and themes like common threads, loose ends, and vulnerability. And you could see Laura Youngbird's Inde Wisigindum, My Heart Hurts, all summer through September 9th at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis. Plan your visit and let the moving art speak to your heart. More information at allmyrelationsarts.org.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported in partnership with Little Moments Count. You can check out their website and learn more at littlemomentscount.org.
Yes, for more information, you can visit at littlemomentscount.org. Hey, Haley, we also have another intro for the last segment. Do you mind a sponsorship too, reading that too?
This portion of the show is also supported by Howling for Wolves, protecting wolves for future generations.
Just had to get my howl in there, you guys. Welcome back. Hey, we are here with Beth and Mykee, and I'd like to talk about what the future is, and we're talking about the Indigenous Parent Leadership Initiative. Beth, what does the future look like?
Well, parents, they're the ones that understand the issues that affect their home, their children, their family, their community. And from that knowledge base, the parents that go through our program, they are addressing the issues that are active in our communities. Our major funder for the last 3 years, unfortunately, ended. Our grant ended at the end of June. We were the recipients of the Community Solutions Healthy Child Development Grant Program. And that program is unique in that it focuses on improving measures of well-being for children of color, including Native children, prenatal to grade 3. So we have 21 graduates. Yeah. Of those 21 graduates, we have 37 children prenatal to grade 3 amongst that group of individuals. We have 16 children grades 4 to 6, 20 children grades 7 to 12. So you can see the impact that is being made. Community Solutions Fund grant program has been refunded. We understand that and I'm going to do a sidebar. Mykee was instrumental in lending her voice to the Senate hearing, Senate Health and Human Services Committee. Mykee, do you want to say a little bit about your experience testifying in front of the Senate?
Mykee?
Oh, did we miss? Are you there?
Can you hear us, Mykee?
Mykee's a little nervous, y'all.
Yeah, I testified and just gave my 3-minute speech, which is a big thing that we've been working on, was our 3-minute speech. And I gave that. And that was really like my first time doing the 3-minute speech. And I really just wanted to help them continue all the good work that they do.
Yeah, that's that's courageous, Mykee. It really, really is, and I got to give you big props because it's not easy and it's intimidating, and it's places too. Beth, I think that we're not always welcome at, so it's very scary for all us BIPOC and especially Native people, Beth.
And parents, when is a parent brought to the table to say, how should this change, or what can we do better? And the Indigenous Parent Leadership Initiative really helps these parents hone those skills to be able to sit at that table with those in authority who make those decisions for us in our community.
That's so important, and we just had Arvina Martin on prior to the show, and she's with Emerge Wisconsin, and there's Emerge Minnesota, and these groups that train politicians, women politicians, I should say, to become politicians. And so it's these steps. Who knows? Mykee might be our next senator. That's what's exciting about what you're doing with these classes and things. Mykee, you'd look good in behind one of those chairs listening to people give testimony.
I always like to say I can see Mykee being our tribal chairwoman.
They want that per cap, Mykee. Be careful. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Beth, I have a question. Do you guys have a website, or where is the best place to reach your organization? Where should we find you?
You can find us at indigenousvisioning.com and click on the project tab, which will bring you to the Indigenous Parent Leadership Initiative. You can also find our page on Facebook. That is where you will see all of the fun stories and activities that are going on still with all of the alumni. We want to support the alumni and share their stories, and that's a great space for us to do it.
Wow. And Beth, if you have any final words, I'd really love to hear them, because you're doing such great work, and I know as a Native person, it's always hard for us to talk about the good work, but I just got to say you're doing great work, Beth, and the whole project, Indigenous Visioning, and so you have the floor here in the last minute. I'd really like you to speak your truth.
I want to encourage everybody to use their voice. Stand up and use your voice. We need you more than ever. We need our parents to speak for the children. And I want to say thank you to you, Robert, for continuing to have us on and share this good work. Mykee, do you have any thoughts? Do you have anything you want to say?
Just thank you, Mykee. If you see my program out there, sign up for it. I want to see a lot of change in the community for the better.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, Mykee, you are having one of your first groups coming up here soon, correct?
Yeah, I'm working on scheduling all the first groups, because there's 7 different groups based by age. So I wanted that to set like a date for each one to start.
Wonderful.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. Really great to have you both on. Beth, always a pleasure. Great work that you do, and to all our community, and really thank you so much for stopping by.
Miigwech, Robert.
Mykee, good luck. Great job. You're a true warrior, and you're going to be a big leader in the community someday. Thank you so much for being on. Yeah. All right.
I just hear Wanda.
Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah. All right. Have a great day. Wow. Great program, Haley. We love having those guys on, and it's Lucy who's yelling, not Wanda.
Oh, yes.
Lucy the cat.
Yes.
What a great show today. Really inspiring. A lot of good things happening. A little sad note in the beginning, but there was such a great life that Ms. Deer has done for us in the community and all over. And I again, uh,
Yeah.
Ada Deer was showing us what possible in her drive for change, and so many other Native leaders would not have been in the position that the lieutenant governor is in now, and that's what she said in her one of the lines in her press release. So it's a sad day, but it's a great day, when we get to be able to talk to this great organization and talk to Beth and things like that. So I just want to end the show in a good way. And if you're listening to the show, you are part of the resistance. From Chief Plentycoops, the ground on which we stand on is sacred ground. It is the blood of our ancestors. We need to resist, divest, join a group, run for office, and vote. We're still here. We are the 7th generation.
And free Leonard Peltier now.
This is Elizabeth, the host of Exploring Sovereignty with Elizabeth. Each week,